people tend to connect my character on this show with what happened to him. And I understand that to a certain degree. I take full responsibility. I know I'm the one on this show. I'm the one that hasn't been the most positive person. I know I'm the one that has made us look bad. And I'm sorry. And I understand that I didn't always handle things the right way.
So Megan Thee Stallion, boy horse, she talking about black women they protected. We like that whole phrase now is a bag now. It's a clickbait. It's a like. It's gonna get views. It's gonna get these magazines and online sites clicks. It's just what it is. Every single situation turns into this gender war stuff. I don't like it. Say her. It's like mind-boggling how if anything happens with a black woman, it's all black women. If a black man does something negative, it's all black men. Or we're supposed to speak for it or answer to it. Some moist-ass, fake-ass Derek Jackson wannabe posted something in another group about, what did he say? Oh, why do black men make black women feel inferior to Latin or white women? I'm like, huh? Like, where do you see that at? Like, huh? How do I answer for that? That's like, I don't do that. So then the men, now some men were on the post being honest, saying like how they really feel and what they think and their experiences. Of course, women completely dismissed them and but made light of their refutes or rebuttals or giving their examples why. And the rest of us is like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, there are black men who wild out. There are black women who wild out. When Azalea Banks tweets and posts stuff that is detrimental to black men, when Amber Phillips goes on there talking about lies, statistics about black women's death and all that, we don't write think pieces. We don't write articles. We call it out on YouTube, which is the only real outlet that black men have, and that's censored to a point to where can't really do that too much on YouTube anymore. But it's not like we really don't respond to it. We dust it off our shoulders. But the women, they've turned it into a marketing thing to where it's financially beneficial for them to talk about it, right? But it was even in that group. I'm like, I made the point, and this is funny how whenever men do voice of valid concern or issue, it's just crazy how they tap dance and try to, move around it. I guess I could tie this into a couple different topics though, but yeah, in that post, I'm like, well, no. So one made the argument about rap and hip hop, and it's where how they point to that one thing. Now I have a epiphany about that and what goes on in hip hop, whatever. But it's like I made the point, like, no, you won't find black women in their songs talking about what they like. Maybe Azalea Banks and the little biracial chick, Cash Doll, or whatever her name is, the one that just got so-called canceled because she be on the website with the white boys talking reckless. But no, black women don't use the platform of hip-hop and music to talk their shit about black men. But they do use Ebony, Essence, The Grill, Black Voices. They do write books like about swirling and how to date and mate other races of men and have top seller books online. And I pointed that out, and the argument from the women was, well, hip-hop has more influence. I'm like, so you really trying to dismiss my argument by saying that the platform in which they use it makes it less valuable? Like, maybe the women use the platform because they actually read books. And it reaches their target audience. Right? Show me a book written by a black man that's telling other black men, don't date other races of women. And here's why. Show me that book. And can still be mainstream and go on CNN and do interviews and be taken serious. You can't show me that. But women will find a way to undermine and dismiss and dumb down your a valid argument. I'm just like, I can't. Like, I really can't. Like, both genders have people do F shut. And of course, if a black rapper and entertainer does something, the light is gonna be spread bigger and farther. I get that. Like, hip hop is the number one genre, whatever. Like people you don't even really expect to listen to hip hop and rap. Just you get in the car with them, they satellite radios. Just like, damn, really? Then they hit you with the. This doesn't offend anybody in the car, does it? Like no, you good, dude, chill. But to this Megan Thee Stallion point, I did the video about do black women want protection? Do they want to be rescued? And this is a clear example of her wanting to be rescued. It's alleged that Tory Lane shot her. Right? That's crazy. He got arrested. He got released. There's a transcript of a conversation, and if you are old enough and you watch any classic black comedies, the transcript talking about her pulling out a blade trying to cut Tory, and Tory talking about, if you don't put that knife away, I'm gonna shoot you in your pinky toe. That's what he said. Anybody born in the '80s know why that shit is funny and hilarious. It is. It just is. But I don't think it is simply Megan. She perception shapes reality, right? We say the same thing about male rappers who talk the gully stuff and be all reckless, even though we know deep down some of these dudes is lames and corny. They grew up in the suburbs. They went to college, and they're CB4, right? They're presenting an image that is not really truly who they are. Not saying that you can't go to school and come from the burbs and still be a savage, but for the most part, even if you are that, you promote something different, and people buy into that perception. Megan Thee Stallion is in that box. The way she raps, she twerks and she raps. That's her image. Soft femininity, protect me, Megan Thee Stallion does not scream that. Okay? She's in the book in a lane with the Remy Ma's, the Foxy Browns, who've all been around beef, been around violence, been around, drug dealers and gangsters and all other stuff. You don't get to come out of that and talking about black women are underprotected because people are making jokes on social media about my situation. Which, if anybody is old enough and watch any black movies, and the idea of a woman pulling out a blade and a man talking about, I'm going to shoot you if you don't put the blade away, and her toe, you know why that shit is hilarious. But, she don't get to do that. Like, you in that boat with them women. She could be this nerdy person that she claims to be, watching Anna Gay. Yeah, I said that. And playing Pokemon or whatever. And she could be that in real life, but that's not the perception that we have of you. We perceive you by your hip-hop persona, like we do most entertainers. And you don't get to be hanging out with the Tory Lane, a wannabe gangster, R&B singer, rapper dude from Canada. How pussy is that? That's 5'3" with a short man complex, and then talking about I want to be protected. Like, real talk. I don't know what happened in the car, so I can't speak to any of that situation, and I'm not jumping to any conclusions. We all know Chris Brown lost everything, and he's a junkie and all this stuff, and whatever because what happened in the car. I never said, despite what him having to apologize and all this stuff, I'm like, what happened in the car? We didn't find out until like 5 years later. He said exactly what happened in the car. She was hitting him while he was trying to drive and putting their lives in danger, and he did something he shouldn't have done. Yet there was a reason, there was a reaction to it. Now, this climate we live in, women are supposed to be able to do anything to you, even if it's putting both your lives in danger, and you're not supposed to react. Most people are human. That's not gonna happen. I see Chad Ochocinco was trying to talk some shit about redemption and moving forward and how he made a mistake in his life and it hurt him. Then Evelyn Lozado bitch ass will come out with replies to his tweets about it was just one time. She posted a picture of her head split. Like, if you see the way she operates, the way she acts on her own TV show, ain't nobody looking at her like a victim either. She's the ratchet one, fighting, throwing stuff, being all. I've watched the show. Like, I watched one episode of the show where she's up there, this Puerto Rican woman, calling Chad black this, black that, dark this, dark that. I'm like, yo, I don't want to watch this shit. Right? And I can see the way her perception is on these shows and reality shows, whether it's their real life or not, the perception shapes the reality. So no, I don't look at you as some damsel in distress, some soft feminine woman who just got headbutted by the big NFL player, Chad Johnson's not that, but that's how it's perceived to be. And anyways, again, it doesn't benefit you as a black man to retaliate and hit because you're gonna lose everything. That's just what it is, even if it's not your fault. You're supposed to do what Jay-Z did in the elevator to get your ass whooped and take it like a bitch if you want to keep your money. He proved that. He didn't get in trouble for that. People commended him on his restraint because he didn't react. Whatever. It's in your best interest to do that, though. if you want to keep the bag. But I don't like the conversation that Evelyn tried to play it. It should never be made light of. It should never be this. Like, there's always gray area. There's always, I don't know. And we know that's why Stephen A. got it suspended from ESPN, because he was basically trying to say, like, yo, I got sisters who are probably assholes, and they've provoked, and they've done things that got a reaction out of a person, and he got suspended for like 10 days for saying that, which I knew he was trying to say. But anyways, I don't like these absolutes that we're in right now. But Megan Thee Stallion trying to play the black wolves, me, don't look at me like my perception in the video of twerking and being a savage and this and that. Like, again, when Megan Thee Stallion came out, which I thought was completely a promo tour and not real, talking about her contract and this and that, you know, and then people clowning her because she's this college educated woman, blah blah blah. Which I get it. People don't read contracts. They're stupid. In 2020, you're dumb as hell if you don't. Have a lawyer look at it. Nonetheless, people still get played because they see that money and they run for it. Whatever. But yeah, people were clowning her because she's talking all this educated black woman stuff, and it's like, you got played on this little contract, allegedly. But no, I don't know anything about what happened in the car, but the transcript was saying what was said in the car. And the fact that she came out with this, she didn't say he did it in Twitter. She talking about, I almost died in the fear for my life and blah, blah, blah. She didn't just straight up say, like, he did it or whatever. She didn't even mention his name. Her producer came out talking about, Tory Lanez, your days are numbered or whatever. And he deleted that after she put out her, I'm past it, I want to be beyond it. Now, I don't know if she's trying to be in some street shit where keep it, you know, in-house and not put the police involved in it, because that's what it seemed like she was doing. And she's going to let the goons handle it. As the producer who deleted his clip said, Terry days are numbered. But I don't know. Nobody getting shot and nobody getting, you know, bothered. It's funny. But it is hard to believe that, like, she literally took some bullets. Which, and when she went to surgery, you know, got them taken out. But I don't like this game that sisters are playing, and how now they're hopping on this Megan Thee Stallion bandwagon of, you know, how black women are protected. A lot of you should put yourself in situations where you want to be rescued. You don't want to be protected. If you wanted to be protected, you would listen to what men say, and you would take heed to when they tell you things that you might not want to do, but it's in your best interest not to do them. You can't just do what the fuck you want to do and then blame my manhood or my masculinity because you didn't get protected when I told your ass don't go over there and don't go do that. That's not how it works. One thing I noticed too in that one group I was in, and I'm saying I do get feedback before I come on YouTube from women and people in the group before when I talk about certain things, just to see what people are saying in their thoughts. And that group, for the most part, the women are different. They're an older generation. They're not repeating the bullshit that you see online, although there are some spaces where, of course, we disagree. Men and women, heads bump, always. The topic right now about what the dude said about men making other women feel comfortable being a priority over black women or some shit like that, or a prize or an upgrade, which, again, I can't control how anybody else feels. Like, stop it. But, for the most part, you have a different response than the camps online on a lot of issues, but this is one of the issues where, you know, Wonder Woman had a hard time. They have a hard time comprehending that men can choose when and which to apply their protection. And that's amazing that they don't get that, even though they choose and decide when they offer their femininity or when they or not. They know when to submit and they know when to son. They do the same thing, but yet they're perplexed at the idea that a man will withhold his protection. Now, the woman who was making one of the arguments, she's not the beauty standard on any list. So I can understand why she probably feels that way, thinking that she should be just as protected. But we know that human nature is not true. You know the dudes that go above and beyond and help a woman because she's more attractive. Dudes who be, you know, helping the women with their groceries, and it's not their job to do that, but they do it because she look good. Or, you know what I mean? Like, those biases obviously do exist. Like, come on. Same way women bat their eyes and do certain things with men with money and resources. Like, it's not rocket science, yo. But this whole protection of black women not being a thing is It's a bag, and it's confusing because like when Malcolm X said it in 1960 something, okay, yeah, cool, y'all was like last on the list, damn near got the vote, the last, but like y'all gotten a lot of strides and a lot of stuff in the last 20, 30 years. I think Yvette Cornell broke that down in one of her videos a while ago about how like y'all can't be making an argument in 2020 or whatever. Like y'all can call the police on people if something happens to you. You are a double minority, so you are given preferential treatment in certain areas that black men are not. Like, what are we saying here? And we got to address too, like, yes, hip hop is a space that is perceived to be a place where men are dominated. And this goes back to, I forgot his name, the British dude. But he made an argument years ago in his video, and it stuck with me. I'll come back to that, but why I don't have a problem with what the dudes in hip hop are doing. There's a thing right now going on with Talib Kweli, who I'm no fan of, but like some chick tagged him in a post about who he's dating and what she tagged the post. What rapper has a black wife? Like, why are you in their business? Why are you like, huh? Like, why is that a thing? Like, go where you're celebrated. I thought that's what y'all was doing, not where you were tolerated. Like, huh? And then they pick this one lane that black men perceive to have some type of a power or, you know, status, and they want to pick at it and pick at it and pick at it. I'm like, why? Like again, when the conversation of colorism comes up, I was rocking with it in the beginning of YouTube, but as soon as chicks, the colorist chick, the darkism chicks and all that start talking about who this person is dating, I exit the room. I do not give a shit that you feel a way that this celebrity is dating that person. I don't. I just don't. Like, get over that shit. Or be bitter and just cry. But, like, I don't care. Like, if you want to talk about the systemic things and issues, when you talk about movie roles, you talk about people who are biracial being called black, even though we're not ever going to get away from that, because most black people love the one-drop rule, at least mainstream-wise, I get that. But when you start crying about who people are dating, like, I just like, no, I'm out. I'm good. And I think that's one of the main reasons why people, I do troll in comment sections when this conversation comes up. I do act like it doesn't exist because I know it makes them feel away. But I'm just saying, I just do because it's like everybody's been not wanted before. Everybody's been not desired before. Like, that's life. Get over that shit. Like, you seeing someone with people that you have no access to, it's like that's the least of our worries and our problems right now. But I do want to talk more about the Talib Kweli thing because I want to make a point about hip hop and why I don't care that they do what they do in that space in that lane, and I understand proximity, and in that space, that's just the thing. Just like if you want to see where all the black women swirlers are, go to the army. That's what women talk about swirling all day. I'm surprised that all the people out there that preach that don't have a bunch of black women in the military, because if you want to find the highest concentration of black women who have non-black men, it's in the military. Trust me, that's where they are to hop the fence for them. But yeah. Megan Thee Stallion, I'm not buying the soft identity. I'm not protected thing because people made jokes on you about social media. Like, it's social media, it's jokes. Everybody getting made fun of. And then the idea of you threatening to cut him up because he's going to shoot you in the toe, that is hilarious. But you want to turn it off and get the images of you twerking and I'm a savage and I got this many dudes and I got that many dudes and I'll be playing them and I'm dating different dudes every week, and you want us to look at you as some soft dainty, and we know that's what feminists do. They want to dictate when you're and I'm not going to say like mainstream feminists, but just like this weird radical for Harriet black feminist shit, like where it's like I shouldn't have to meet a standard to be valued. Like, yeah, kind of that's how it works. And because they know they're not going to be valued in that structure and that system, they reject it. And I get that. It's understandable. It's not beneficial to them. Cool. But you're not about to rearrange the system to revolve around you, though. When there are specific women who operate a different way, I guarantee you the reaction will be different to them. That's just real talk. You don't present yourself in a way that's going to make people feel that way. Right? I don't know. But yeah, her crying about black women not being protected and using that bag, I think that's low and lame. You can't go back to being a savage rapper, female rapper, after crying about that. You got to start doing R&B songs and being lovey-dovey now, and changing your images and putting clothes on and not twerking.